I have my friend here, Vedant. Say hi. So,
Hi.
what our project is we're gonna make our own water vortex. And the materials we're gonna need is a lot of straws. Oh,
We got a plastic cup.
that it's clear. We've got another a clear container that we're gonna use as the base.
And then we're using some food coloring, and we're gonna also need a drill. Okay, so
If you're using a drill, you're gonna have to get parental supervision. And we have a pump, which is necessary. And if you're not using a drill, you can use a pair of scissors that you can make holes with.
okay,
And
some
we
drill.
have-
We're gonna use all of these drill bit sizes in order to test the drill.
yes, so let's get started.
Okay, so now the next step is we're gonna be using the cup and the straw, and we're gonna also be using the drill. So we have a drill bit here. This is 1/4. I don't know if this is width or length, and we're just gonna be using it. So here's the drill here. I'm gonna put it in. The drill bit's working well, and then now we can drill the hole into the cup. Okay,
So now we're gonna have to make one of these straws go through here. So
in that case, we're using the drill to drill a hole here. Now, using a drill to make a hole in this plastic is pretty hard. So yeah, you need parent supervision for this in case the drill goes into your finger.
all right, so Vedant, now show them how it's done.
Okay, so it may be a little slippery, but
At
yeah.
the side, do it at the side here.
Okay.
And we're gonna have to make the hole at the side, just because we want the vortex to have its maximum potential. So, drill a hole. There you go.
Oh, now it went in.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is there is a little bit of that plastic kind of whereabouts. So we can just get a scissor and we can just cut this off.
So it's pretty hard to do that.
But once you did it, we're gonna take one of these straws, and remember we're using a 1/4 size drill bit, which should be just the right size for this straw. So it should fit. So as you can see, it's fit.
So next things next, we're gonna fill it. We're gonna get that straw into the pump. Now,
Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, since this beginning part is too long, we're gonna cut this.
okay.
Just because it's too long and it's intruding with the plastic cup. So we're gonna make it not too small, but we're gonna have to keep this like flexible part.
Yeah.
So we've cut that off. And
so
now,
this is probably the part you don't need. So you should cut all the way to the bendy part from the top or something.
yes, and make sure it kind of looks at almost like a 90-degree angle to bend. And now we're just gonna fit this in. All right, so now the next step is we take this straw that we just made, and we're gonna have to make a slit into the edge. This is just because
The straw may compress due to the slit, and then it makes it easier for it to go inside the pump here.
into the pump. And we're doing this because there's all different varieties of straws. There's ones that are very small, there's ones that are very wide, and ours just happens to be the right size or the exact circumference of this valve of the pump.
Okay,
So as Vedant is going to show you, he's going to cut a slit into one of the sides.
So is this good?
Yeah, that's good. And just make it a little larger.
Okay.
And our valve is kind of long, so you're going to have to make your slit pretty long. And it's just up to you about how long you want to make it.
So this is about the size we can.
So hopefully you can see this, it's like kind of collapsing on itself. So now, as Vedant is going to show you, it's going to collapse on itself again, and it's going to go into the pump.
So I'm going to compress this straw and then push it in, and then after that it will just widen itself, and then boom.
And then now it'll nicely fit. And just to show you, this regular straw won't fit.
So we have to use that slit. We have to use that slit for compressing.
So now we're on to the next step.
So now we're going to use the drill. Now we're going to use the marker to mark
The hole.
Yeah, to mark the hole where the straw is going through. So we're gonna use the drill to drill the hole. So.
But first, you're gonna have to make a mark with the marker. A
Yeah.
regular Crayola markers you can use. Any marker will do fine. So just make sure this is the right size because we're using a container that's been with this cap. So now just make the hole. It's fine. Alright, so we have the main idea of where it's gonna be. And now what we're gonna do, whoops, my bad. We're gonna just drill a hole. But be careful, you don't want the bottom to be, you want the bottom, this cap to be supported, otherwise it's gonna crack. So now we're just gonna drill the hole. So it's gonna be over here.
Okay, so we made the hole now.
So we made the hole, and like I said, I didn't even follow my instructions. It did crack, but that's fine. We'll just use a hot glue gun to seal it back up.
Okay, so finally we figured out how to do this step.
So
yeah.
this is a very time-taking process because we have to make a hole in the side of our container and make a hole in the cap. And we've been using all different size drills, but my best tip to you is to take an X-Acto knife or some type of metal, put it in a fire, make it hot so you can melt the plastic.
So basically the example we have here.
We have an X-Acto knife.
Yeah, so.
And we put it in the candle here.
Yeah, so as you can see, this knife is burnt. That's a sign that we put it on the candle.
All right, so this pump, we'll put in the link in the description, can actually be separated out from the pump and the wire or the electronic place, and it can just clip on and clip off. So that's a very useful item.
That's a very useful technique for things like these.
So we're just gonna suction cup this pump to the bottom here. And now we can put this wire in this groove that we have.
And then this cap also
has a cap. It has a groove or a hole.
And now we have
you can just snap it on.
So yeah. And now the only thing we have to do last is to connect these two wires and then boom. So now
we have to put the straw in.
Yeah.
And just a little tip here. When we kept this compressed and we have put some tape on it just to keep it compressed for the whole time, because otherwise it sometimes doesn't compress enough. So then this will help it stay compressed, so it'll go in the pump easily. So you don't have to struggle, and it'll nicely go in.
So yeah, as you can see,
now
it goes in.
Now we can just clip this on with the hole we have made in the cap.
Yeah.
And clip that on.
So we have a wire here. So we need to match the cap with the groove this wire has.
Yeah. So we have now the cap and the straw coming out. And now we're gonna put it at like a 90 degrees angle, like I said, and see if this will fit.
And
it doesn't exactly fit, but I'm gonna try and make it.
Here's some pliers.
And
oh, yes. So now it works. We have part of our pump now.
And now just make sure the straw is staying onto the pump. All right, so now it's all good, but let's just turn this a little bit. And we're all set. It doesn't matter if it's just a little bit too small. That should be fine, but we should be all good. And now our next step is to drill around the same size. We have, I think, a 1/4, yeah, the same size, just a different one. But we have the same size drill bit. We're gonna drill a hole right into the middle. So when the water comes and fills up, it's gonna become like a vortex. So we'll see you when we finish. All right, guys, so now what we've done is we've made a hole here, but
we're expecting this hole to have a vortex.
So it'll create like a vortex when it starts working. So now what we're gonna do is take our straw that we're supposed to have, that you're supposed to keep. Gonna put it down here.
And then we'll put the
Now we'll put this cup
on top.
just like this. Just like that. And now we're gonna have to make a hole into the lid. So we're gonna do that right now.
I look out from under. I can see it moving in. That's perfect.
Alright,
So our vortex machine is officially done.
So what we did is just, we were gonna do, we drilled a hole in the middle, and just in advance, we've hot glued this cup to the bottom of this what's it called? Plate? No.
The lid of
Of the box, and then we've
we
also hot glued the wire just to make sure no water comes out. So let me go fill this up with water and we'll see how it turns out. But now we're gonna add some blue food coloring, and just one drop because I want like a light blue.